about getting enough carbs for the workout. I am actually out in the great outdoors today. I'm going to ride my fat bike out in the snow. It's gorgeous. This ice on the trees is, what did somebody call it? Rime ice or something like that? R-I-M-E ice. And it's apparently not from frozen fog, but people think it is. I don't know, but it is gorgeous. I mean, look at those trees. Look at that. That's just, woo. So I thought you guys would love to see a beautiful day out in the outdoors. It's 25 degrees, so the trail should be perfect. This place is about an hour from my house, and my focus today is on carbing up. So I brought my water bottles, and I screwed up when I made these bottles, and it occurred to me when I was on the way out here that I only put, because of habit, I only put 1 tablespoon of sugar in each of those bottles. Instead of, it should have been 2 in each of those bottles to get me to 90 grams of carbs, and then eat something else to get to this 2-hour workout that I'm aiming for today. So on trainerroad, I'm supposed to have a 1-hour, pretty high intensity training session, but I have a little bit of a time on my hands in order to not reach that intensity, but still get the same TSS. I'm going to go out a little bit longer. Plus, this will allow me to get a lot more time in the saddle working on handling. I stopped at a bike shop and got a bunch of goos, so I'm all set with carbs, I'm all set with bike stuff, shoes, helmet, glasses, gloves, I got all this stuff. So let's just get out there. My goal today is just to hammer through this workout. I'm gonna share with you how I feel about getting enough carbs. Again, this would be way more carbs than I would typically take for a training session, so we're gonna see how that goes. And again, building on this theme, knowing what to do is so different from doing what to do, and that's what I'm focusing on this week, is getting enough carbs in my system to really fuel the workout. If you saw my video about just that one trainerroad session, this is the next day, so it's not going to be in that video, but I feel totally recovered from that effort. It wasn't that hard, which is kind of the point of sweet spot anyway, but I didn't eat nearly as much. This did not make the video, but it's super interesting. I did not eat nearly as much at night, and I think that has a lot to do with because I fueled the workout properly with carbs. So I wasn't as like famished afterwards and just stuffing things in my mouth. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 carbs. And my goal is to get out there for 2 hours, which would be 120 minutes. So 1 carb a minute. I should be okay. Now the goal is to get through all that food within the 2-hour workout. I bought a little gas tank bag for my bike that I think is going to help with that. I like this one, doesn't have Velcro. It uses, I'm told, it uses silicone straps, which I am excited about because that's one less thing to rub against or bump into, or, oh, that looks really good. Hey race fam, here we go on a training ride in the middle of the week. Great day to get out on the bike. Great day to be testing Carb Week. Okay, like I said in the intro to or the beginning part of this video, knowing what to do and doing what to do are 2 very different things. I mentioned that in the video the other week. So the carb thing is super interesting to me. I mean, it's just almost embarrassing, right? Like I've heard it for years. If you listen to Trainerroad podcasts, they beat it into your heads week after week after week. And I finally started listening mostly to Amber and another teammate of mine that got on this bandwagon a little bit before I did in terms of really embracing carbs during the workouts. And I got to say, I did that first video just kind of showing instantly what this does for one workout. And then I put this to the test for the last, now I'm recording this quite a bit after this ride, but essentially 2 weeks later of carbing up for every single workout. Now in there, I had a high intensity week finishing a block, and then I had a recovery week, and I have actually done 2 FTP tests. There'll be an FTP test coming up at the end of this video. And I fueled properly for both of those. A couple mistakes I've been making over the past couple weeks is that I've missed a lunch here or there and then done my workout, and then solely relied on those carbs that I'm taking in gels and bottles. And that's okay, but you can definitely feel the effects of that, not only that day. It actually doesn't affect that day that much, but I can totally tell the difference when I screw up my regular eating the next day. So my recovery is slowed, and I'm sitting here at my computer looking at various studies, and I was going to flash these on the screen and show you guys all this proof about that carbs make a difference for endurance athletes, but my God, if you don't believe me on that, there's really nothing I can do. Now, there's another school of thought, right? Like there's a school of thought of fat adapted athlete. And that makes sense for depending on your event. And I do not do those events whatsoever. All of my events are like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours tops of pure intensity. I don't do 4, 5, 6 hour drag race type touring races. You know, I just don't do it. They don't interest me, and they seem really difficult logistically. So I stick to the short, hard stuff, even though it's probably not I don't probably have the right body type, but so I just wanted to like give you my feelings on how this worked out, and you're going to see some more clips throughout the week. And there's a few things that I point out here in these next couple clips about not only how it got me through the workout, but how it affects the rest of my day. And I think that's some of the information that is missing from parts of the other school of thought you hear in the cycling media trying to tell you to do this. Okay, just finished the Saturday one, and I was thinking like, man, I am dying today. I'm really hurting. So a couple things. First, the outdoor ride on Wednesday on the fat bike, I think that started affecting me yesterday. I did the recovery ride yesterday. It hurt a little more than it should. Today, my legs are just stiff. Woo, buddy. And then I started this workout at 4:45 p.m. And it occurred to me with 5 minutes left on the last interval that I never ate lunch. So yeah. Definitely under-fueled. So thank goodness this was fuel week, because there are a lot of times I wanted to quit during that. But I think the sugar just barely got me through. But that's just a mental error, right? Like not eating lunch, just a mental mistake that cost me. Saturday, 2-hour session. Today I got 2 gels, 2 bottles. I should be right around 120 grams, 120 minutes. So there you go. I had a low bar right before I started, so might even be just a touch over by the time I'm done. Feeling pretty good. Hour and 12 in. This one is a struggle. Oh. Now, because I waited all day, UPS showed up, and now I'm ready for my workout. Today is Friday, so if you're a trainerroad devotee on high volume, then you know that Friday is recovery day, so I only have 1 hour, but I have a new pocket knife too, by the way. I got my order from Science and Sport. Science and Sport, for the record, give me no money or whatever else. So the reason I like the Science and Sport gels is because they are very fluid, much more liquid-like consistency than goos. So in my fat biking video the other day, I had a goo. A goo in the cold weather is awful. It's disgusting. There's just nothing good about that. Oh, I forgot I even ordered that. So anyway, here's my SISs. Here's my SISs. All right, so there they are. Oh, happy day! Recovery day! All right, I got my SIS, got my drink. Let's taste it. I haven't tasted it yet. Ooh, that's good. Orange. Got an orange goo, and we're just starting 1 hour recovery ride pedit. Super simple, but still the goal here is carb up. Even though I never would have carbed for a recovery ride, I'm gonna do it today. So I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna get through that bottle, we're gonna call it a day. I might go a little longer than an hour, but definitely easy pace. I think what I just said is actually kind of interesting. So fueling up on these previous workouts the last few days has made a big difference in my motivation getting into each workout as they come. So like looking at two-hour back-to-back workouts coming this weekend, I'm like, cool, no problem, I can do that. Definitely didn't feel the case last weekend, even though one of those was a race, but still. So yeah, ancillary benefits to the carbs. All right, I had my race dates in there incorrectly, so I changed that on trainerroad, and then trainerroad wanted me to do a ramp test today, which I'm not too upset about. So weighed myself 179 today. That's good. That's 3 pounds less than it was before. And I only have to do this for half hour instead of 2 hours. So overall a bonus. I got one SIS half hour workout, 23 grams of carbs, right? 22 grams of carbs. So that should work out. About 2.5 hours after breakfast. Good to go. All right, now this FTP test, when I started this training block for TrainerRoad after taking an enormous amount of time off, August, September, October, essentially almost 3 months of not riding, and then putzing around for November and December, I finally got on the back on TrainerRoad bandwagon, and it's been great. My FTP has gone from 289. This test is going to end up at 308, and then since I've taken this test, I've done another one, and that got me to 313, I believe, if I remember correctly. So I'm at like a 3.87 watts per kilo now. So I have a race 2 days from now. I did some more fat biking. Really went out and kicked my butt today for an hour. This is Thursday. I raced on Saturday, so today was a pre-ride, and I am feeling like I have a lot more bullets in the chamber to be able to get through harder efforts. I'm still fading when those efforts are going on longer than a minute or two. So that's something that I'm hoping the build phase is going to figure out. In fact, I'm not hoping. I know it will figure out because I've done this TrainerRoad program for 2 years now. 3 years? I don't know. A long time, and I know it works. So you trust the system, right? So this, I've got a few questions in the comments about the FTP test. Do I do a warm-up? Do I do anything? Nope, I don't. The only change I've made recently is that I'll have a goo or an SIS gel now prior to doing an FTP test, because I now do that for virtually every single workout that I do. And I've been really focused on getting 1 carb per minute of however long the workout is going to be. It's really difficult. I do find it difficult to do fat biking outside because it's so cold and it's so bumpy. It's just hard to get the fluids in. So that's where that gas tank for race day is going to be really important, to be able to grab those goos without fighting anything, pop them in. And that's also why I love the SIS stuff, because it just flies into your mouth, it goes straight down, absorbs much quicker. It's got the osmolality. Osmolality, is that the word they use? But it's got a lot going for it in terms of what they're trying to accomplish scientifically. There are some things I'd like to do to experiment with making my own maltodextrin mixes, bringing the cost down of all this stuff because it gets super expensive. But again, I'm still experimenting. I'm 2 weeks into this experiment. I'm down 176, 4, 5. I'm down 6 pounds since I started carbing up. 6 pounds. I'm down because my workouts are harder and I'm better fueled, better equipped to get the work in. Higher quality work is having better long-term results for fitness gains as well as weight loss. It's like the perfect storm. So carb up.